now.
Like now. All right. I think we're going to be loud and clear because if last time we were kind of a little tucked away. We're live, by the way.
Oh shit, we're live. I have to act all professional.
What's that?
Fuck if I know. Actually, I do know. I have to act really professional all the time. But anyway, it's all Biden's fault. Speaking of which, I just want to go ahead and let the audience know I am wearing my mask per Papa Joe's instructions. But it's not for me. It's for him. Because I'm considerate like that.
And I'm not.
It's okay. Not all of us can be paragons of virtue.
Hold on. I have to stop you. I need to contact you about your car's extended warranty. That was my dad joke for the day.
Do you have time to talk about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
You better bring more men than the Latter-day Saints. Okay, on to our subject.
Oh, where do we want to start?
Everything.
There's a lot of shit that Biden has fucked up.
Israel?
Yeah, we can talk about that. You might ask, how did Biden fuck up Israel? Well, when you begin funding terrorist cells again, they have a tendency to shoot shit at other people.
That's what happens.
Well, I mean, and I know there are differing opinions, and it's not really, as far as the conflict as a whole goes, there are differing opinions, and it's not really cut and dry. Some people argue that it is, but this one is pretty cut and dry. Trump cut off funding to the Palestinian Authority, aka Hamas. I know they're not the same thing, but I'm being facetious.
No mas.
Hamas.
Habibu! Anyway, Hamas.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn that into a T-shirt.
Habibu?
Habibu.
Good luck with that.
I'm.
We'd be copyrighted like no other.
Well, there are ways around it. Team 4-Star did it.
That's true.
So I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe
Well,
I figure
they did just get shut down, though.
No, their store's still up.
Their store's up. But I'm talking their new stuff. They were about to be running into problems.
Yeah, but fortunately, Chris Sabat is a fan. Anyway, Donald Trump cut off funding, the foreign aid to the Palestinian Authority, which gets funneled to Hamas, so that they can buy rockets and other blow-up shit.
Boom booms.
Boom booms, yes. Then good old Biden gets back in office, and he says, yeah, we're just going to give everybody fucking money, and then acts surprised when an organization that historically fires rockets into Israel.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
incredible.
It's crazy how these things keep happening. The exact same
the
fucking
sheer
way.
the sheer stupidity.
That seems to be, and I will.
What's up, Sosa?
Nobody's gonna believe me here. Oh, what'd he say?
Oh, he said
Because I can't.
for everything.
Yeah, I mean honestly, and
he's blame Biden, so he's saying for everything.
Yeah, well, nobody's gonna. You'll believe me, but.
Thanks for the like, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Nobody's gonna believe me except my co-host here, but I did not think Biden's presidency was going to be this bad, particularly in the very beginning. I thought it would take him 4 years to fuck up this royally. Apparently, it took him 4 months. So he's a winner in that regard.
I thought he was just slow, but I mean, I didn't think he was going to do a horrible job. I figured he was going to raise the deficit.
Well, yeah, we figured that.
But
I mean, he has. But in all fairness, Trump raised the deficit too.
Oh yeah.
By a staggering amount. They both did that.
Kind of had to though. And
I was going to say
the first one
in defense of Trump, there's two reasons why I defend him. One, it was the government counteracting government action in the form of the shutdowns, so they paid everybody. And I know liberty. Fuck this thing. It's too hot for this shit.
I no longer matter to him.
Yeah, my virtue signaling is done. The people that ducked out after the first minute think I'm a good person.
He's so nice.
I know, nice and considerate. Like your average liberal. Not your average liberal, your average leftist. Because I know liberals that are good people.
They're all good people. They're just misguided. And I'm not even talking about liberals in general.
Oh, no.
I'm talking everybody.
Leftists there are many, many leftists that are not good people.
Well, yeah, and it's because of
they just want to look like they're
victim mentality.
Well, not even victim mentality. It's
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. They feel like a victim, so they make you out to be the bad guy. You're the aggressor, even though You're not starting.
the aggressor and the oppressor. But Jordan Peterson says it perfectly. This is the anti-leftist manifesto: is if you have the choice between being the one that does things and being the one that's seen to do things, you should do the former. Be the person who actually does things rather than the person who's seen doing things.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's basic morality 101, because if you're doing good shit just so that you look good, that does not make you a good person. Not inherently.
It makes you a Phil Collins.
Don't be knocking on Phil. I love Phil.
He watched someone do something. Drown.
Oh my god. Well, that got dark. My spirits dropped just like Bitcoin did. Hey-o.
Oh, yeah. What was it? 60,000 down to 30,000?
I mean, all crypto.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that in a bit, so stick around for the crypto. But
I won't shut up when that point
yeah,
comes.
that's gonna. But we're gonna touch. I don't want to stick on Israel too long because I don't want to get ourselves into a rabbit hole. Because I'll be honest, I have an opinion, but I don't know enough about everything. Like, I know the basic history of it all. But with things like this, it's always messy because you have anecdotal experience, which in this case is not invalidated, because you can't invalidate the feeling of a Palestinian family that was literally kicked out of their home. Because while the actions of a nation may be right, the I don't want to say the atrocities, but I'll just say it. The atrocity committed to the people is not invalidated because a state means well.
It's just a group. Like, I keep thinking Hamas is a part of something, but he's just part of a group from that country, correct?
Wait, what now?
Hamas? Is he just part of a terrorist group?
Hamas is the group, not a person.
Oof. What's the guy's name?
Which guy?
I thought there was only one.
No, Hamas is I mean, it's a group. I guess technically it's a governing body, but
did I tell you one of those gummies she brought home? I ate one. Just
like
saying.
just now?
No.
I'll throw that in with.
It just popped in. Sorry, everybody.
It just started.
If my eyes look completely black, I'm just a demon from Supernatural, which you've never seen.
Or Shang Tsung in the new movie.
Your soul is mine.
Except
Please?
this one, he's like, your soul is mine.
And then he just, no, I can't do it. We'll get kicked off.
Do what?
Your soul is mine. And no one can see that, so they can't. no. This is whatever it is. All right, we need to focus.
So yeah,
right.
With the Israel thing, my opinion on the conflict at large is a mixed bag. I tend to side with Israel in this thing, but they're not exactly perfect in this scenario. But in this latest one, I really don't see how you can paint Israel as the bad guy here. And the best example I can give, because not everybody that's anti-Israel's actions right now is on the left, but a vast majority of them are. So I liken it to this example. California is technically land that was taken from Mexico. We can all agree historically on this. It would be almost equivalent to Mexico launching rockets into California from Tijuana. Do you think Mexico would be justified in this instance? No, they wouldn't. Especially if you live in California. But actually, I say that, and there would totally be leftists in New York that would be like, well, it is Mexico's land, technically. I mean, it was their land.
I mean, every old civilization before, they always like.
Well, and I'll hearken this back all the time. It's like, yes, you're right. You pretty much any society around today, at one point or another, took its land from someone else.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like the Indians, all the different tribes.
Yeah,
all the different tribes. I mean, they were just going through.
Well,
and,
okay,
and I'm not saying is right what anybody did in history. I mean, we live and we learn.
You can't judge history by today's morality. But okay, let's talk about Native Americans, and I brought up Mexico. You guys realize that the Aztec Empire was formed, and the Mayan Empire, both of them, were formed by a confederation of tribes literally going in, invading, and killing everybody else. Either killing or assimilating. And I would like to remind everyone that human sacrifice was prevalent in these cultures. There was a reason why they did, well, apart from probably not being able to manufacture them, there was a reason why a lot of times they did not have bladed weapons. They had blunt weapons because they didn't want to kill them in battle. They wanted to injure them so they could take them back and literally cut their hearts out as they were still alive. This was a thing.
Don't play basketball with them. Just saying.
I forget what they actually called that game. I think they just called it ball. But anyway, like, so
Head in basket.
but it's really hard to say things. And again, it's an accurate statement that yes, that land was taken technically, but it was taken. It was
wasn't the
Israel.
first time.
But you can go back. You can keep going back. You can go back to when it was in fact Israel. But even then, it was. There's some debate historically as to whether it was taken or reformed. But regardless, Israel was taken over, and the Jewish people were assimilated into the Babylonian Empire, and they were in exile until 1949, when the state of Israel was not created by, but given to the Jewish people by the UN and Great Britain to form the modern day state of Israel.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And in between them, not Babylonian, the Ottoman Empire had control of Palestine for a very long time, and then after World War I, it went under the control of Great Britain. Great Britain kind of... Actually, if you want to blame anybody, blame England. It's their fault. They started all this shit because they promised it. They promised it to the Jewish people. They also promised to divide it up between the European powers, and they also promised to create an Arab state in Palestine in exchange for, I forget which country it was, but basically Arab tribes revolting against the Ottoman Empire. The movie Lawrence of Arabia is about this, if you're curious. It's a very long movie, but it's a very good movie. So this all really, like many things, is England's fault. So blame England, because
Bastards.
they screwed up. Actually, you can technically blame the Ottoman Empire for losing, but I don't think anyone would have wanted... I don't think anyone would have wanted the Ottoman Empire and Germany to win the First World War.
That's a no.
That's a no.
Can you imagine what it'd be like?
Actually, the First World War probably wouldn't be all that different if you think about it, because it was basically one group of colonial powers fighting another group of colonial powers. I will say this, this is controversial as hell, if Germany, the Ottoman Empire, and Austria-Hungary had won the First World War, there probably wouldn't have been a Second World War. At least, certainly not in the way that it happened. There probably would have been insurrection because World War I was started by an insurrection in Serbia, or an assassination, but the whole point was they wanted a sovereign Serbian state. But that is a historical tangent we will get into another time.
We're going to have a history hour coming soon. Jake's going to film that one.
I would love to get to
He
the
could talk
point.
for hours.
I would love to get to the point where we have enough viewers where we can literally just be like, this is going to be a history hour. Ask fucking questions. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. But if I do know, then we'll roll with it.
Go on a point system for it.
Yeah, see who can just call me out on my bullshit. No, I want bullshit.
I'll take 400.
But that does bring me up. That video on TikTok. I don't. Are you on TikTok?
Just recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I saw
I
you.
got addicted.
Dude, I resisted it for so long.
Not making them, but watching them. I might start making them.
You'll start getting addicted to making them, because the whole reason I started, I was like, oh, I can put clips of the podcasts on there and hopefully get some more views. And then I uploaded a video. I stitched a video where I showed my Hawaii $1 silver certificate, and it's like, I don't know, I didn't check. Last I looked, it was at 127,000 views, which I guess in TikTok isn't that. It's pretty good, but it's not like stellar.
127,000. That's a lot. That's a big number.
I guess on TikTok it's not, because my average view gets like anywhere from like 180 to like 400 views, even if our little clips from the podcast.
That's 1/6 of my safe moon.
But anyway, I came across one, and the guy was like, he asked a question. He says, "Why don't we have like any photos of like ships from the transatlantic slave trade?" And I'm like, "Surely we have photos." I did a quick Google search, and most of it's like drawings from historical documents, and I'm like,
No.
why don't we? So I was able to find a couple of photos from shipwrecks, but like you wouldn't know it was a slave ship from the photo. Like it just looks like a normal shipwreck. We really, not that I could find, we really don't have that many photos of slave ships. And I posted my theory, and then I posted that video onto YouTube, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a longer video, kind of like a research video, because I want to know. I want to know why we don't have too many of these pictures, and I want to find some of these pictures so that I can see them. Because it's a very good question, and I've never thought about it before. But I was like, damn, zone in on that. So, I don't know. You got any more opinions about Israel?
Well, you mentioned TikTok. All the videos I've been seeing of like people that are there.
That's
you know?
some scary shit,
That's
man.
like if people would have had like TikTok when 9/11, you know.
Oh, it would have been
inside
all over.
It'd been. Well, I mean, it was all over, but
Yeah, it was already all over, but could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. You know. It's
Well,
like
and I pity
heartbreaking.
the people that go to war with Israel. I mean, fuck.
I mean, I don't understand like why Biden hasn't like publicly said anything. Has he?
The Democrats have really distanced themselves from being openly pro-Israel for this goes back to the Obama administration.
Yeah, that's just that anti-Semitism at work.
Okay.
I'm
So
not. I'm not gonna necessarily say that. All of them.
I don't think it's anti-Semitism, but I think they've virtue signaled themselves into a corner, because they have, and I want to preface this by there's nothing wrong with. I'm trying to choose my words carefully here because it's a hot button topic and I don't want to speak out of turn. There is nothing wrong with going to bat for the Muslim community as a whole and protecting their rights and protecting their freedom of religion and protecting all that. There's nothing wrong with that. But the left has taken this way too far, to the point where they're condoning behavior that is not good in the name of tolerance, i.e., well, for example, Iran is now how did they word it? It's the UN Committee for Women's Rights or something like that, and Iran is the head of it. Like, what in the actual fuck? And again, this has nothing to do with Islam. This has everything to do with Iran as a country and how it's run. But fucking really? Really?
Women's rights.
That's like making fucking North Korea the head of nuclear disarmament.
You can't make this shit up.
Like literally, you can't. A fiction writer. That's like making China. Well, fuck, they did. China is on the fucking Human Rights Council. Like fucking really?
China sucks right now.
Oh, China's dicks, and that'll segue us into our next segment. But
fucking crypto.
I was just gonna say though, like in closing, if you want go to war with Israel at your own peril, it's happened 3 times already, and it hasn't worked out for you guys.
Just saying.
Like Israel didn't start it once during these 3 wars, and they just fucking dominated.
They're like the
They called it
big, calm older brother that'll beat your ass.
They called it the 6-Day War for a reason. And I would like to remind everyone, in the 6-Day War, Israel defeated Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. And I believe Lebanon. I could be wrong about the last one, but I know for a fact they defeated Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. By themselves. No foreign aid, mind you. Not least of which, like, they'd been given military weapons prior to that, but no foreign involvement at all. That was solely Israel's military. So, yeah, go nuts.
Yeah, and then what country was looking at us if we intervened? Oh, gosh,
In Israel?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like now?
I don't fucking know. I thought I read something.
Well, I guess the beautiful part is we don't have to intervene. Israel's got this.
Think so.
Oh yeah. Historic. They took on.
It's kind of a whole country against a group.
They took on 3 countries in one. I think they'll be fine.
That sounds pretty badass.
Hey,
military-wise, at least.
the IDF is no joke. Israeli Defense Force, for those that don't know. Like,
I thought it was. I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking no. The
IDF.
the IDF is no joke, and
Okay.
Israel has compulsory military service. I believe it's 3 years for every male and 2 years for every female. So every Israeli citizen serves a minimum of 2 to 3 years in the military.
Whoa.
So not only do you have like the active IDF, but everyone in the pretty much everybody in the country that's over 18.
That's kind of like a warrior race.
That was the point.
They're Saiyans.
I mean, basically, yeah, but
Don't fuck with them.
no, exactly, because there's dudes in Israel that are retired but are still very much able to kick ass. Because those guys are now teaching the new guys and
How to kick
girls.
ass.
Like, fuck. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, fucking go to war with Israel at your own peril.
If you date an Israeli, is that right?
Oh, but speaking of which, I guess Gal Gadot is getting shit on because let's look at the lunacy that is
Where
the
is she
fucking
from?
Israel. She's an Israeli citizen,
I didn't know that.
and she is pro-Israel.
She's smoking.
Yeah, but she is pro-Israel, and she's getting shit on for being pro-Israel when she is from Israel.
You're not allowed to, take pride in the country you came from.
Well, not even
wherever.
not even take pride, but I mean, fuck. I mean, it's
Selective pride, and I don't mean Gal Gadot. I mean the people talking shit.
well, and then let's look at the lunacy. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to stay on this too long, but I have to say this part. So all these people on the left, it's kind of like how they hate capitalism, but they wear more brands than fucking I do. It's
Yeah.
like let's look at all
We have the finer things in life.
yeah, but let's look at the hypocrisy of being anti-Israel. So first of all, only nation in the region. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty confident in this. Only nation in the region that grants equal rights to everyone, no matter what your religious affiliation is. That includes legal rights. That includes rights to medical rights. I'm not sure what the healthcare system is like there. I believe it's national, but I could be wrong. But then here's the other thing. So a lot of the lefties like to smoke their ganj, right? They like to get their marijuana.
Or eat their gummies.
A lot of that research was done in Israel. Not to mention a lot of the CBD delivery systems.
They're Joe Rogan.
Basically,
They're warriors.
They're
but they're also
warriors that
very
love
nice
pot.
people.
Well, no, but a lot of the medical technology that we use across the world was researched and developed in Israel, which is incredible when you consider that a lot of people in that country aren't allowed to work on Fridays.
Wait a minute.
Saturdays. They're not allowed to work on Saturdays.
Is there elk in Israel?
No. That's the only reason Joe Rogan hasn't moved there.
He's gonna be like, dude, you got to move to Israel. I'm gonna open up comedy.
Well,
club.
no, he
It's gonna
had
be
had
awesome."
somebody on his podcast lately that was she called herself an anti-Zionist, which is fine, because I think if I were Jewish I would probably be anti-Zionist, but I wouldn't be anti-Israel. But I digress. Israel does a lot of the cell phone technology, the computer chip technology that you all love on your iPhones and Androids was developed in Israel. Which, again, I'm not even going to point out the irony of the fact that people are using their... One of the best jokes ever. Well, it looks like the cause of the fire was these anti-stress candles. Irony!
I'm glad you knew that.
Oh, yeah, I love that joke. I still laugh my ass off.
Irony. Anyway.
So they're using their iPhones to post videos on social media bitching about Israel using technology that was developed in Israel.
Oh.
And probably taking anti-anxiety medication that was developed in part, whether it be the medication itself or the delivery system, the dissolvable pill, that was probably fucking developed in Israel.
It's like, people, you should just realize you're Tony Stark right now, overseas, with his own bombs getting shot at him.
Just research some shit. You have the wealth of human knowledge at your fingertips. Just research something before you fucking say it. At least have a inkling of an idea. Like I said, I could be wrong on some of the details, but basically, like, I know actually it was really cool. Israel is developing, or maybe has developed by now, a delivery system for CBD that it's a tablet, but it dissolves almost instantly. So it's almost like immediate delivery. And they're hoping to use that in various other
Kind of like an
pharmaceuticals.
effervescent.
I think that might actually be it because I saw that a long time ago, but I thought it was cool. Not to mention the most kick-ass martial art. Well, maybe not the most kick-ass, but one of the most kick-ass martial arts ever hails from Israel. Because I can't speak ill of Muay Thai because that's a badass martial art.
Yeah.
And that's not why I said it. Like legitimately, Muay Thai is legit. Like,
have you gone to his channel and watched some of his fights?
Yes.
The way he fights.
Fuck. I have so much respect for the guys that fight Muay Thai. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think he's not fighting Muay Thai now. I think.
Well, but a lot of MMA fighters employ Muay Thai. That just.
Well, he was. I'm pretty sure he was Muay Thai for a while strictly, and then he started just doing MMA fights, and he started fighting a little different. He was changing up his style.
Yeah, because in MMA today you can't adhere to just one style. That's
Right.
why it's mixed martial arts. But
Badass shit.
mm-hmm.
So, I think since
I just like to fight. I just like to fight dirty. that's my thing.
Bastard. So while we're on the subject of Israel and technically kind of Biden and whatnot,
No, there's no technically about it. I draw a direct line between because Hamas has to buy rockets with money, and they didn't have the money to do it until Biden gave it to them.
all right. So Biden, CDC, masks, vaccines.
Yep.
Let's get into that, and then we'll drop
probably
our
end
last-
with the crypto.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because that's what's hot.
the timing of this. I've said for a long time that America, as a society, has terrible short-term memory. Because I believe it was a day. It was 1 or 2 days between Fauci being on TV saying that it could be next year before we could get rid of the masks. And literally, I think it was the next day. It might have been 2 days. The CDC comes out with new guidelines. And I posted a video about this on my channel. I didn't like the wording of that shit. Because they come out and it's like, oh, you can. It's like, CDC doesn't tell me what to fucking do. If you come out and say the CDC has released new guidelines, I'm fine with that.
I heard a lady say literally exactly what you're saying. She was in Walmart and she was wearing her mask, which there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And then, but the lady, as she passed, you know, the greeter, put up carts, whatever. She was talking to her and she was saying, "Oh yeah," she goes, "If you got your vaccine, you can come in here without a mask now." And employees that they say you can do that. Now I'm just like, I mean, technically, the company, if you work for the company, yeah, they can have their little things and you can get fired, but you don't have to be forced to wear it. It's up to you, your personal preference. But you'll have to suffer consequences.
Walmart is lifting their mask. I forget what date it is, but
I
Walmart
thought they already did.
They might
took away,
have.
I mean, nationally.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I mean. They might have.
Ours, they haven't had the thing on the door in a while.
Oh fuck!
I think they got tired of trying.
Here, I mean, shit. They had the thing on the door, and nobody was fucking doing it anyway.
Yeah, and it's like, while we are a small town, we're not on top of each other. Like
That's
hot spots, like
yeah.
New
I mean,
York
that's
and shit like that. You know,
which I get because I said from the very beginning the rules for New York City should be different than fucking Bozeman, Montana, where 6 feet
we touched on that.
6 feet is too close. like literally.
Fuck away from me, man.
It's like if I don't know you and you're 6 feet away from me and you live in Montana, you're gonna get shot. It's like the fuck you want.
Get off that! It's my sister.
Actually, I don't think they talk like that in Montana. I don't know how they talk about it. Is it
probably talk like Arizonians.
Arizona?
Hey.
It sounds a lot like Fargo up there. I bet.
Bitch.
It's like we wish we were California.
Science. Yeah. No, that was because they were in Arizona.
Yes.
I thought they were in California, dude. Because like Jesse's mom's and dad's house was so nice.
I'm starting to think that Californians are just kind of invading Arizona slowly.
They're like, I kind of like their policies better.
But you have to be a closet conservative in California. So even when you come to Texas and they're still kind of hesitant to be like, welcome to Texas, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, well, I just, I think we should maybe
get
show
the fuck out.
Don't bring your liberal shit here.
And it's funny is Joe Rogan's a classic liberal,
which anymore is a Republican.
I've always, I agree. But
honestly, the new moderate Republican Party is like a classical liberal.
Centrist.
And I'm proud. I'm proud
centrist.
of them because there was a time where the Republicans were laughably stupid, socially conservative.
10 years ago, not even.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't get about conservatism, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not really a conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a social liberal. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I really don't care. I just don't want to necessarily have to see it or have it affect me. I know you're a little bit more socially conservative, but I'd say anymore the Republican Party's probably not all the Republican Party. The vast majority of the Republican Party is probably more tolerant than the Democratic Party right now, because they're kind of like, hey, if you like low taxes,
Ask us.
just come on in. It's like, oh, you're gay? Oh, cool, no problem. I just don't want to watch it. Like, you do you, man. Or woman, or whatever. Like, do whatever the fuck you want.
Attack helicopter.
Oh, I forgot about that joke.
Yeah, that was
That's
that
an
was
oldie but a goodie. It's like,
Absolutely.
really? I identify as an Apache helicopter.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a joke for the longest time. I thought that was legit, and I was like, how the fuck are they an attack copter? Chopper,
Well,
copter.
it's just how they feel. It's their truth. It's their. I fucking hate that phrase. I really do. Like, I hate it with a passion. It's like, there's not your truth and their truth. There's the truth. That's the definition of the word truth. And to quote my man Alvarez, two truths cannot contradict each other. So if two truths contradict each other, at least one is not true.
Just like how all of these videos that are getting recommended to me talking about our shit coins that we own a lot
Oh,
of.
fuck.
We
Yeah,
own,
I've stopped listening.
all right, so Shiba coin. Definitely thought that was going to be a winner. And it still has
might.
the possibility, but the thing is, like, he got a decent position on it. I get a shitty position on it, and
Well,
I lose a decent
We're
amount
both
on
in
it.
shit. Well, but here's the thing to
You're in a
remember.
better position, though.
Here's the thing to remember, though, and this is what's keeping me sane. Technically, we haven't lost anything yet.
Exactly.
Because you
Until
still
you make
own,
a sell, it's
you
not real.
still own the same amount of tokens. It's just that their worth has gone down.
Yeah.
But you still own the tokens. And that can change. We've seen it. That can change in a day.
And technically,
for
I
good
mean,
or
that
ill.
changes with the fiat system as well.
Yeah, the only problem with crypto right now is China. Fuck China.
Banned all financial institutions of purchasing or trading, selling, whatever. What the fuck, China? You took
I
like
wonder-
a lot of our market and dropped our shit.
Well, but I think that's temporary.
I know.
But, I mean, it stands to reason because
because
nobody in China is buying it now.
Yeah, well, and then on top of that, well,
It was already trending down just because of what's happening economically, and then nobody in China is buying it. Although I gotta figure some people are figuring out a way to do it
oh yeah.
illegally, but
I mean, all they have to do is just like technically send somebody some money outside of the country,
yeah,
buy it for them.
Well, but here's the thing: I don't think the actual market changed all that much. It was the attitude of the market that caused a bunch of people to sell out.
Fucking sellouts. I'm still holding. Actually, I sold a little bit of the Doge.
I haven't sold shit, man. I'm holding on to it because here's the way I look at it. Like, the money I threw in Dogecoin, I was cool losing.
Well, I'm back up to 900 Doge.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the way I look at it.
I
Like,
sold 1,900 of them.
yeah, so, like, here, and I'm not going to buy any more crypto for the time being because I'm going to see how this all plays out. But we both bought into XRP for obvious reasons, and I don't think China affected that all that much. I mean, it affected the whole market, but...
I mean, XRP has dropped like 40 cents in a day.
Okay, never mind. I take that
It
back.
was
I was wrong.
$1.40. Now it's sitting around 99 cents.
The only thing I'm really pissed off about is that I listened to you too early and bought in before this.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because right now I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I bought an XRP at like barely 20 cents.
Yeah, so you've already...
And even though it's like shit right now, I have 500 of those bitches. So, you know, it adds up. When it was up to 71 cents, man, I was like sitting there shitting at my account for the moment. And I was like, damn, I was
Dude,
like,
I would
what if this
fucking-
gets up to the 10,000, 35,000, like this billionaire believes and the CEOs believe? Well, I'm of course like
Well,
CEO.
after their IPO, I don't think it's going to get to 35,000, but
I mean,
it might get to $100.
I believe easily it could be an Ethereum size, anywhere
I
from
think-
1,000 to 4,000.
I think it could because of what that
within
token,
a couple of years.
because of, well, I don't even think it'll take that long if they get their IPO because of what that token is.
Well, the
And it's the
company
whole-
itself,
Right.
Ripple, that company is insane, and then XRP,
So
banks can use it.
So let's go into that a little bit for people that don't know. So a lot of trading platforms have their own coins for basically trading purposes. Like what is crypto.com? CRO, I think. Yeah,
CRO.
because some cryptocurrencies you can buy directly using a dollar exchange, but sometimes you have to transfer. Like my Gate.io that I had to use to buy my Shiba. Oh God, that was a pain in the ass.
I found a way around it. about a
Yeah,
week
you did.
later.
You did. I'm eventually. But right now, I'm just leaving it alone.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about it.
But well, because they're not even letting you withdraw until you get to a certain amount.
Shib.
Yeah. So I don't even think I could transfer it right now if I wanted to. I'd have to get to a certain dollar value. But anyway, but it was a pain in the ass because the plan was to transfer all my free coins that I'd gotten on Coinbase, which, by the way, you can, if you want to buy some cheap ass crypto on,
Watch the videos.
for real. So
free.
I'll walk you through what I did, and it's going to prove my point here. So this guy talked me into signing up for Coinbase, and I'm like, holy shit, you can watch these videos and they give you free shit. And he's like, really?
They didn't offer that to me because I've been a customer investor for
He got into
2
early.
years.
But they just put some new ones out though. But anyway, I had accrued about $40 because you sign up and you get $5 worth of crypto and then $5 worth of Bitcoin and then a bunch of other shit that they give you for free. Which honestly, it's dog shit except for the Bitcoin. But you can transfer all of it to Bitcoin, which is what I did. So I had about $45 worth of Bitcoin that I then transferred to the wallet on Gate.io, and I'm like, okay, so now I just trade my Bitcoin for Shiba, except it wouldn't fucking let me do that. I had to trade it to their transitional token.
Crow.
I don't remember what it's called.
That's what it is. But you had to transfer it to that.
Not to CRO because I didn't do it on crypto.com.
Basically, you had to swap.
Yeah, I had to swap it for their in-house coin.
Okay.
But here, and this helped me understand XRP so much better because this is a common thing, especially for coins that are not like openly traded. Because, for example, you can't buy Shiba tokens just anywhere. There's only a select few platforms that have it, which is why you have to do the transfer. But
It's going to get listed on eToro.
Yeah, it is. But XRP, the whole point of that token is it's a tradable token that banks can use if it's allowed to do what it's supposed to. And there are some banks that
And the
already use it.
transfers are instantaneous.
And
No waiting.
super duper cheap.
Yeah,
they're ridiculously
cheap. Cost 0.00004 of an XRP to transfer, and it's next to nothing.
And like he said, it's instant. So I read that and I'm like, fuck, I'm buying into this.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's gonna make you some money long term. It may explode a little bit. But
I think it will personally because
I think after the lawsuit, it's gonna see a huge bump, and then it's gonna even out, and then it's gonna sit there for a while until all these banks show they're implementing their service.
And
exchanges.
yeah, because the more banks pick it up, obviously the more the company's going to be worth. But I mean, like, I think that's a gold mine waiting to happen. And I'm kind of hedged my bets. I'm kind of playing both sides because Shiba was kind of marketed as the Dogecoin killer.
And they're definitely not done. Like,
No,
if you go to
no,
the
no,
website, they're already starting 5 other coins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Silly names, but
Well, but that's the point.
Elevate.
But I have Dogecoin and Shiba, so I just need one of them to work. But all my Shiba is literally money that did not come out of my pocket. That was all the free Coinbase money. And
7 million? Isn't that what you got?
no, I fucked that up, man. I got I
Didn't
missed
you get
it.
2.6 million?
About a little over 2.6 million tokens for $40 that isn't even real.
See, you got a good deal.
So that's what you do. Go on Coinbase and actually do it now. Do it right now. Go on Coinbase, get your free cryptos, transfer it all to Bitcoin, go to Gate.io, fucking buy Shiba or another cheap ass coin, and you can get like millions of the fucking things. And there is literally, it costs you nothing because Coinbase is giving you these tokens for free.
Yeah, just
All you got to do is watch some videos and answer some questions that honestly a third grader could
learn
ask.
what a wallet address is.
Yes, that is helpful. I felt so smart afterwards. I'm like, I got this shit figured out. And then I tried to set up a mining software because now I'm addicted to this shit and it's a problem.
I did too, and I saw how
Oh,
fast it mined. Fast. It literally would take a day and a half to mine one Dogecoin, and I was like, for the way my computer was running, I was like, and it was hotter than shit in this room. I was like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why. I've pretty much given up on mining crypto using my computer because like there's a reason why these people have like these multi GPU with like 7 fans and
Yeah, and
fucking,
literally
like,
it's just a little piece of technology, and it's just a GPU plugged into it. And
yeah,
then
and
they
it
just
is literally only used for mining because
Minefields.
like fuck.
They literally are minefields if you've seen some people's rigs.
Yeah.
I saw this dude, he had like 16 set up, and I was like, I don't want to see your electric
Now-
bill.
Now, well, I don't know that it would be all that bad, and I mean for what they're making, because when you have one of these big rigs set up, I mean you make some of these dudes are clearing 6-7K a month.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
it's cost effective. I mean,
Long term.
yeah, their
'Cause that
electric bill
setup-
may be $600,
Yeah.
which is pretty fucking high, I believe. I mean, mine's like $150 a month, but
Yeah, but if you're making $6,000 a month,
yeah, so
10% of your
Shit.
income goes to your electric bill. I think that's fine.
yeah, especially. I mean, if that's gross, then no, bring home.
Well, I mean, I
You
think that
young
is.
kids who don't know what taxes
I think that
are
is.
yet.
I think that is gross, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, but that does segue into the other thing. So we discovered it's not a huge moneymaker, but again, I think it's going to be a way for me to get more free crypto to transfer to Bitcoin to buy shit coins. Is that Brave browser?
I have not downloaded that yet.
Well, so here's the interesting
Is it
thing.
on your iPhone or computer?
Computer, desktop,
Oh,
or I think you can get it on your phone too. But
I can't.
so this
or
is really
Firefox.
this is really interesting, and I actually like it as a browser better after using it for some time because so it's kind of like running an in terms of like blocking pop-ups and whatnot. It's like running in incognito mode all the time because the browser blocks tracking cookies and all that other stuff, and it saves your bandwidth. And actually, when you open up a new tab, it gives you your specs. Actually shows you how much time has been saved, like in that week or month, because it doesn't have to load all those other programs and shit.
That's probably like DuckDuckGo, isn't it?
Yes, except instead of just a search engine, it's the whole online experience. Now, like Google still tracks you, but again, you have the option to disable those things, or you can just use a search engine like DuckDuckGo. But that's not why I'm using it. I'm using it for the free crypto that it gives you just for using the browser. And then they have
How much? How much have you?
it's pennies, but I'm up to about $1 worth of that crypto.
What crypto?
It's their own token. It's a basic access token, BAT.
Is it, are you able to swap?
And you can, and it's tradable on Uphold. So I have it attached to my Uphold wallet, but it's not showing yet because how it does is it gives you your estimated earnings and then it cashes out for you every month and it puts it in your wallet.
Dude.
So
I'm
again,
downloading this.
but again, like I'm about to $1, and it's a pretty close exchange rate. Like one BAT is about $1 right now, which is actually not bad if you think about it. That's a pretty decent exchange rate.
What's BAT?
Basic access token. It's one of those tradable tokens.
Basic ass token.
Yeah, I mean basically that's basically. But here's the thing that I found was really cool about the Brave browser is, and this is why I think this token might actually be worth something long term. You can tip content creators. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but you can tip them. So, and I've signed up on my channel. I need to walk you through how to sign it up for us. So, if you're on YouTube, and it's not just YouTube, it's anywhere there's creative content. If the content creator has signed up and you use the Brave browser, you can tip them using your BAT tokens.
Huh.
Which I think is just fucking incredible, especially because you have a lot of things happening on YouTube and other main social media for deplatforming and whatnot. So I think that's really cool that you can tip them, and I think it's great. And you can invite them to sign up too. So like if you want to tip somebody like us, just throwing it out there, because if we start making money at this, we can provide you with more and better content.
Yeah, and get better cameras.
All three of you.
Hey, we appreciate all three.
Actually, yeah, we do. I make fun, but we do appreciate the faithful followers that check out all of our clips and our videos and comment. I love it when you guys comment. I wish more of you would do it. Hint, hint.
Yeah, it's it makes it easier to flow.
Well, yeah, and I mean we love, and like we've said it before, we'll say it again. If you have a differing opinion,
absolutely love to talk to you.
Hell, we'll do an interview with you.
Yeah, and we're not.
We'll debate.
Even if we might have different opinions, doesn't mean we're gonna get hateful over it.
I'm open to having my mind changed. I've changed my mind on a few things.
Yes,
Granted, lately it's been changed back, but
he used to use the other bathroom, and now he went back to the original bathroom.
It was just more comfortable to sit. That's what it really was.
Don't let him lie. He's been doing that his whole life.
And they were cleaner.
I've heard horror stories. We won't get into that though.
I was gonna say I have too, actually. I forget where I was, but I was there with somebody. This was some time ago. But I was marveling at how clean the men's restroom was.
Where?
I cannot remember where the fuck I was.
You're just sitting there, you're like, this is insanely clean.
I wasn't expecting it. But here's a fun fact.
Low dose in mushrooms.
Well, here's a fun fact for those that nobody cares about, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's our fucking show. So I have a rule when I'm on a road trip. I only stop at, like, if I got to use the bathroom and get gas, I only stop at Love's, Flying J, or large BPs or Speedways.
I don't blame you because
there's a reason.
Like a little, like, hey, you're like looking around.
Love's and Flying J's are the shit. I don't care what anybody says. They're the fucking best. Oh, and Pilot. Pilots.
They have Subway and McDonald's. Well, Pilot does.
I mean, I think they're all the same company, but
Love's. Actually, the Love's out that way, don't they have a McDonald's and a Subway?
I don't think...
Heading towards Greensburg? I'm pretty sure they do.
Heading towards Greensburg?
Yeah, have you ever been that one?
No, that's what... Because the one heading up to Indy is, which, is that a Love's? No, that's a... I forget what that... That's a Pilot that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It's got a McDonald's, but...
Mickey D's. Sounds good.
But yeah, I digress, because they always have... And plus, I've never pulled into a Pilot and there not been an available gas pump. And they're always packed. The bathrooms are always fucking clean. Like, immaculately clean.
Pilot.
Yeah. Pilot, Flying J, Love's. At least I've never been in one that wasn't clean.
Well...
And as we can all attest, when you're on a road trip and you gotta
number 2.
Yeah, you gotta drop a deuce. It's not fun on, like, Shell. Fuck Shell.
You know what? I don't care. I don't even care how dirty a bathroom is. And everyone's like, yeah, no. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I take a big roll of toilet paper. I go to the water. I put soap on it, and I wipe down the seat every time.
I don't blame you.
I'm a phobe.
But
when it comes to ass juice,
like I want the experience to be pleasant. I don't want to smell piss.
Bounty. Oh, Charmin, I mean. Sorry.
Enjoy the go. At Pilot. And Loves and Flying J.
Enjoy the go.
Well, not only that, there's also, like, more than 2 stalls. So you're not like, fuck.
Release.
There's like fucking 6 or 8 of those bastards. It's great. But no matter what bathroom you go to, there's always that one guy who goes in there and sounds like he's playing a goddamn trumpet and orgasming at the same time. And that's exactly what it sounds like. You cannot hear that.
Dude, that just reminds me of a TikTok I watched the other night. A guy, he was outside his neighbor's house, and his neighbor apparently, I don't even know if it was his neighbor, it was just some guy. And this guy, his window was a basement window, and obviously his apartment was down the basement. And he's walking by, and he goes, victim, or something like that, and he walks up, and he farts in his window, and it's like,
I saw that.
And the guy's like, who's there?
Oh, you sent it to
Who's there?
You sent it to me, I remember that.
And the guy's, who's there?
See,
Who's
that's
there?
one of the few ones that I actually believe, because the one thing I don't like about TikTok is there's so much on there that is so obviously fake and staged.
Oh yeah.
And it's fine, I get it, it's entertaining, but like some of this, they're trying to pass it off as like legit, and it's not. That one I believe. Is someone there?
Dropped his popcorn. Boom! Who was that? Someone here. That dude been alone for a long time. Just gonna say.
That fart was fucking disgusting too.
It's like the nope, you got more. Man,
Oh man.
that reminds me of the movie
Shit.
Click, when he farted on his salad. Did you shit in my lunch? Anyway,
Man, that's how you get pink eye.
through his salad, tossing his salad, and then you get pink eye. That's
Man,
fucked
speaking
up.
of TikTok, have you seen the one yet where where's his wife from? I want to say she's from Vietnam. I think.
Vietnam.
Yeah, and it's like,
Well,
toss my salad.
Hey, come you. And then she's like, what, baby? And I'm like,
I feel so bad every
he's
time.
like,
'cause
toss my salad.
I laugh my ass off.
Swallow.
I laugh my ass off every time I see those videos, but I'm like, this is too fucking funny.
Have you seen the big girl, where she's what is it? Night walk?
Mm-mm.
Sleepwalk. She sleepwalks, but the thing is, like, she also does like dad jokes, and they're so hilarious. She'll just like, to her husband, she'll tell him the dad joke. She'll be like, blah, and then she just like sit there and like, you do that shit. That hurt really bad
No.
to do that.
I have not seen that, but
It's funny.
The
The night walks, I keep calling them night walks. The sleepwalking is insanely funny.
Well, now we're just gonna get on a TikTok rabbit hole. Have
yeah,
you
we need
seen?
to stop talking about that.
Well, but I want to bring up one more,
All
just because it's so fucking adorable. So I guess there was this guy who was telling dad jokes, but after he would tell, well, not even dad jokes, but he was telling a bad joke. After he would tell it, he'd slap something and then walk away being like, ah, ah, ah. But now there's this little girl that's doing it, and it's so fucking funny. Because she's just like telling the joke, and it's usually she's like, what's really tall and lame? What? My dad. Ah, ah.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen her, but there's another one where this kid, younger kid, tells his dad jokes, and the way his dad laughs, man, I'm just like, man, that dude thinks everything's funny. But I was like, it's cool what they're doing.
By the way, anyone who wants to follow me on TikTok, it's just RT Media, just like the YouTube channel.
And
We post
I don't
clips
have a name.
from the Average Intelligence podcast, Down the Middle podcast, and my various nonsensical things that I like to do.
Like Get Chopped. Stay tuned.
That's
This channel.
that's going on TikTok as well.
That will be preceded by a game of beer pong between him and the champ.
Yeah, I know, because actually I want to
Being
get
the
chopped. I want to
referee.
get chopped after, because I don't.
Yeah,
want
that's
it
what
to
I'll say
affect my
because
game.
it's going to affect your game. You don't feel all
What I think I told Ben this too. Like, I've been chopped before.
Ric Flair.
Actually, he did the Big Show style chop, which was just overhand, which I think will hurt more.
Yeah, that's more like a belly smack.
Yeah. But I mean, and I will preface, this is a big dude, and his hand was probably not much smaller than like my entire chest.
Did you fly?
No, but I went down. That fucking hurt.
Dude.
Yeah, I went down.
That's gonna be fun to film.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I want to film it with two phones because I want one to be regular, but then I want to get one that's in slow mo.
Yeah, so you can get that second angle, just like. Frodo. Frodo.
So I actually
Salted pork.
salted pork. Oh my god. I do want to pose a question to our audience though, because our Mortal Kombat episode got me thinking. If anyone would be interested in us creating commentary tracks for a movie, obviously we can't show the movies, but we could watch them and give commentary tracks, just in case you wanted a little bit of hilarity.
Mystery Science Theater 3000
In that
style.
in that vein, but what you do, okay, is you would be watching the movie, but you would start our commentary at the same time on another screen or like on your phone or something, just to liven it up a little bit.
You know what? I wish we could like play like episodes of stuff like that, but put it on mute and do the Who's Line where you talk for the characters.
Oh, by the way, I thought up a great name for our fucking improv thing.
What?
I'm not gonna.
Oh,
say it on here,
yeah.
But it hit me today. I'm like, that's perfect, because I kept thinking improvaganza, but that was done. That's already been done.
Well, the funny thing is that's exactly how I felt when I named the channel. I was like, we had all kinds of stuff going back and forth, and I was like, this makes sense.
This entire process has been rather serendipitous, actually.
It's going pretty well. We've had a little bit of traction. I mean, a little
let's-
less than we thought, but I mean, we're not that entertaining.
I'd rather have the slow burn, though. What are you talking about? We're really entertaining. But I love the fact that by complete accident, our fucking mascot is a chimpanzee, and our abbreviation is AIP, which we brought up before. But
Apes together strong. Ooh. Eric One Smash.
I'm still working on the design for that T-shirt that I will wear to the gym.
Apes together.
I literally
strong.
just want to do it like I'm gonna have our graphics guy work on it, but I literally just want two chimps that just fucking not just two swole ass dudes with heads for chimps.
Just like apes together strong, and have the first chimp with his hands as the S, and the second chimp in the hands with his apes together strong. Yeah, I totally fucked that up.
Something
Something to get something like that.
something along those lines. I don't know. How long have we been on?
About 56 minutes. I think pretty.
I think we're at a pretty decent stopping point.
That was
Let's just bitch about Biden for a few more minutes to
Fairly-
bring it full circle.
fairly quick.
Well, what else has Biden fucked up? I mean, other
Keystone
than-
Pipeline.
Oh fuck yeah, we almost forgot about that.
$3 a gallon.
Well,
I haven't
yeah.
seen that in
Well, and then
2.5, 3 years. 2.5, 3 years.
did you see Donald Trump? I think it was Donald Trump Jr. or somebody
Tweeted about the
It's
price.
like, I'll take some mean tweets and $1.86 gas.
Yeah, right. And I love how most of these liberals argue. They're like, these pipelines, they're not that great. This and that. And this. I'm like,
How exactly do
ones
you...
in the past had their fair problems.
Well, but even looking at the ones in the past, what is your preferred method of delivery?
And that's what I'm saying.
What's
it
better?
costs gasoline to deliver gasoline.
Unless you do it in a pipeline.
And the thing is, you do it in a pipeline. It's very quick. It's net zero emission. You don't get that from vehicles.
And yes, a spill can and probably will happen, but again, with the technology today,
They have early
they-
detection.
yeah, and they found out that the fucking other pipeline on the East Coast, I forget the name of it, had been compromised. They know
Yes.
that.
And for anyone saying that those pipelines being shut down, or speaking of the pipeline along the east border, you know that one got hacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the gasoline companies paid the ransom.
God damn it.
They paid it because they wanted to keep going. They're going to make more money than they were to pay that ransom.
Yeah, my only problem with that is now
But
there's
now
precedent.
they've got you.
Yeah, now they've got you.
But anyway, so getting back to the pipeline, I mean, anyone who doesn't think that's going to raise the gas price because the fucking fuel has to be transported by a fuel.
It's not magic. Well, and did you hear his fucking stupid ass say, well, if you had an electric car, this wouldn't be affected. And I agree. Okay, full disclosure, I fucking love electric cars. I think they're great.
The number one thing to take away from this is most electric cars run off of coal.
Well, that depends
Because
where you
most,
are.
I'm just saying though, like the renewable sources, as Texas have seen, are not meant for certain types of weather. Now you have different types, you know, that cost more to maintain in the wintertime and whatnot, but
Well, but then, of course, then you have Elon making a very good point that you can take a section of Utah, and or he suggested Utah. You could take a certain, I forget how many square kilometers he said it would take to power the entire country with solar. But take a chunk of California. Fuck.
yeah.
They love that shit. Just take it. I'm in a different camp than a lot of, you know, I'm not a Republican, but I'm in a different camp because I think renewable energy is not only possible, I think it's the way of the future.
You're a conservatarian.
Conservatarian. I'm a fiscal conservative.
And then, I mean, yeah, but your libertarian stances, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I think you're more. Of a
I probably lean a little bit more conservative on some things, because while I may not agree with the idea, I believe in your people's right to do it, but I may not think it's a good idea. But it's also none of my fucking business. So, libertarian. That's how we do shit.
I mean, believe it or not, I mean Ben Shapiro says that exact same thing.
Yeah, and I'm actually really proud of Ben Shapiro because he's become less of a hardline conservative and more of a libertarian. Because I think as he's gotten older, he's realized he's like, I might not like it, but it's also none of my business. Like, he and I are similar in as much as we're like kind of like crotchety old men. We're just like, just leave me alone. I really don't give a shit if you want to put on a dress and go do your thing. I just don't fucking care.
Just don't ask my opinion.
Well, I mean, fuck, you can ask my opinion. My opinion is I don't give a shit.
No, I mean, like, yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't think it's going to work out for you long term necessarily, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. But who am I? I don't know. You do you.
So, the Bitcoin crash?
Yeah.
Blame
Bitcoin crash.
Biden.
It's all fucking Biden's fault. It's fucking Biden's fault.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What are you yelling for?
I got hairy legs. Blonde hairy legs.
They turn
Look
blonde.
blonde in the sun.
Have you heard that song? I got hairy legs. Hairy legs.
It's still not better than Ben
They
Shapiro's.
turn blonde in the sun.
It's still not better than Ben Shapiro's cover.
Wet ass P word. Bring a bucket
and a
mop.
mop for this wet ass P word.
Oh, God.
Beat it up, N word. Catch a charge.
I can't remember anything but like those first 3 lines.
There's some whores in this house.
Oh,
There's
that
some
one.
whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. I just love how his inflection changes with each one.
Horses.
And he's literally, I watched the clip of him just reading it. He like keeps going as like they're saying it again. Oh my God.
He's like, how is this music?
Ben Shapiro should do a cover of WAP on the violin.
I wasn't sure if he could still play violin until
Oh, yeah.
he was playing with his dad.
Yeah. What is it? I forget what they were playing, but anyway. And his
Ooh,
sister
Kid
Abby
Rock.
should sing it. Because she's apparently an opera singer. I didn't know that until fairly recently.
Who?
Abby Shapiro, his sister.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, he's a trained
Yeah, but you
classical.
picture, there's some whores in this house.
Oh my God. There's some whores in this house. Hey, somebody comes now. This is definitely gonna be a clip.
I said certified freak. 7 days a week. And he's just over there just belting it on the violin.
Bucket and a mop.
That was a terrible. Yeah, you got to get a baritone in there. Bring your bucket and a mop
For this wet ass P word.
Should it be in Italian? I feel like it should be in Italian.
For tea, for Aubrey, your angry mama.
Yeah, and we lost every single viewer.
Good night. Just kidding.
Oh god, I just saw the delay. Look, you were jerking off. Wet as a P word.
Oh my gooey nas. So.
Oh, and Joe Biden is
A douche. Nah, I don't know.
Oh no, I think he's a douche.
His legs turned blonde in the sun.
What I did want to say in closing though is even a couple weeks ago I didn't believe that Donald Trump could win an election if he ran again. I don't know, man.
He still got a lot of support.
Well, he's getting more. Oh, and I remember. So, because I'm an asshole, I follow some left-leaning pages on Facebook just to see what they post. And Occupy Democrats, they posted one that was, and it's amazing how they just don't learn, people on the radical left. They posted, which I'm paraphrasing, but essentially it was saying it's like, somebody was saying, I remember it was commenting on Donald Trump Jr.'s tweet, or maybe it wasn't Donald Trump Jr., but it was one of Donald Trump's sons saying that he's had people come up to him and hug him in tears, saying that they missed his dad being president. And then this meme proceeds to trash that idea and saying, like, imagine how delusional you have to be to believe this. And I'm like, not only do I believe it, I've seen it. There are many people. It's like, did you not see the numbers that came in with this election? You barely fucking won.
And we don't even know if it's legit.
And you kind of cheated.
It's like you cheated and won, and it was.
I'm not even gonna say that they cheated in the sense that they rigged the election, but I'm saying they cheated because they rewrote the rules.
Right.
Which, granted, somehow this happened with the Republican legislatures in many of these places, but you changed the rules and you won. Whether or not that's justified is
that's on you.
That's not my decision to make, but because each state can run elections as they please, so in that way it was legit. But it's like you still barely fucking won. Like. Barely won, and then you're
still mad.
This is a really good closing. It's not even that they're mad. This is what annoys people, and this is what the left doesn't understand. You annoy the shit out of people because of your holier and mightier than thou attitude that you just cannot get rid of. It's why people are pissed off about the CDC and Biden giving orders. Like, I've seen so many people literally, like, they play that video of Biden being like, get the vaccine or wear a mask until you do. The choice is yours. It's like, no, motherfucker. There's actually a third option, which is go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because you cannot make me do that. You can't. Nor can you verify it. So that's what so many people on the left don't understand. It's like you cannot mandate this vaccine. And even if you could, legally speaking, you can't fucking prove that I have or haven't gotten a vaccine. Whether I have or not, because of fucking HIPAA. It's a HIPAA violation to require people to tell anyone, to be required to tell anyone about their medical history. It's fucking illegal. So I'm curious how they're going to enforce that, and I think they've finally figured that out, which is why they're lifting the restrictions, because they posed the idea of having that COVID passport, and that was not met well at all. Even by some Democrats, it wasn't met well, so congratulations.
Yeah, they weren't happy with that.
Because again, it's a violation of people's HIPAA rights. And I'm totally good and fine with that. I don't want people to have to divulge their medical history, because that's a whole new level of discrimination that can happen based on that.
Yeah.
I am completely fine with that. And partially because now, you don't have to tell anyone whether or not you got a vaccine, unless I think there are some exceptions, like if you work in healthcare, obviously I can understand why they would require you to do that, because you're around people that case it's just a good idea. But,
and then on top of that, I mean, they work a lot, so their immune systems are a little weaker.
Yeah, but again, I digress. For somebody that's not in healthcare, that's not around a lot of immunocompromised or older people, it's up to you. It's your choice. And I'm not in the camp where people think like we lost a viewer. I'm not in the camp of people who think the vaccine is bad. I just don't know that it's absolutely necessary for everyone.
Yeah, and honestly, there should be nothing wrong with that opinion, because
no, but it's become political. Like, nobody was hating on people for not getting the swine flu vaccine.
I never received it.
Oh yeah, by the way, there was a vaccine for that.
Yeah, and it came after the peak of the virus, kind of like this one did.
Well, and I also want to remind everyone that our Vice President, Kamala Harris, said on live television that if a vaccine came out during the Trump administration, that if Trump told her to take it, she would not.
No matter if it worked.
But I would like to remind everyone, it's the same fucking vaccine. It's the same ones. The exact same companies were working on the exact same shit. And there just happened to be a new president take office in between the vaccine being available and then being widely distributed. That happened in between. The vaccine was available when Trump was still president. Trump and Biden were both vaccinated when, at least they got their first shots. I don't know about the second. I don't remember the timeline. They each all got their first shots while Trump was still president.
I don't understand why the second shot finishes off the round.
Because the first one's a booster.
Well, no, I get that, but the second shot, well, then technically you'd have to get the first shot again if you waited, because like the funny thing is, I can't remember if it was Fauci or Biden coming out talking about the second shot doesn't have to be right after. It could be a couple months, 3 months, and I was like, that if the first one's the
Well, you have to get it. You have to wait a month, at least.
well, I know, but I'm just like that makes no sense.
It does. I just can't. I don't remember the medical.
I'm not a CLE or GNR analyst.
Yeah,
What?
but I think we shit on Biden enough for tonight.
Hold on, I got some more. No, it's okay. Yeah.
Who's there?
Who's
Who was that?
The popcorn kills me every time.
He just. I was not expecting that reaction. I thought he was just gonna be like, "Who the fuck's out there?" He's like, "Who's there?"
It didn't sound like a fart. It sounded like a door creaking open. It's like, oh damn! Look at Michael Myers just came into the door.
Yeah. So fuck Biden.
Only on our podcast.
Yep. We'll cover it all.
And I kind of got the Jensen Ackles hair going on.
What?
Supernatural.
Oh.
I named my kid after him. Dean. I'm scooting forward if anyone knows to cancel the stream. Not cancel it.
I got hairy legs.
They turn blonde in
They
the sun.
turn-